Good morning and Sai Ram to all. In previous video we have done solution in suspension. So in this video we will go ahead with colloids. Before that we will do a quick revision what we have done in our previous video. Clear? So we will start with our revision. So I told you before going to understand solution, colloid and suspension, there are two terms which is most important to understand. Clear? Which is most important to understand. And what are the terms? They are solute and solvent. What they are? They are solute and solvent. So what do you mean by solute? The substance which is dissolved in a liquid. The substance which is dissolved in a liquid to make a solution is called solute. Clear? Is called solute. And solvent? Yes, the liquid in which you dissolve solute. Yes, the liquid in which you dissolve solute is known as solvent. Solute is also known as dispersed particle and solvent is known as dispersion medium. Solvent is known as dispersion medium. If solvent is a water, in that case your solution is called as aqueous solution. Your solution is called as aqueous solution. In which case, yes, when your solvent is water. And instead of water, if your solvent is organic chemical or organic solvent, that time your solution is known as non-aqueous solution. That time your solution is known as non-aqueous solution. I think this is clear to you. Now, solution. A solution is a homogeneous mixture or two or more substance. Example, sugar solution, salt solution, alloys, air. In simple language, you can say that if two or more substances completely mix with each other and you can't see any difference or any separation line, that type of solution is known as, that type of true mixture is known as solution. Clear? Now, properties of solution. A solution is a homogeneous mixture. This thing I told you earlier. Size of particle of solution is less than 1 nanometer in diameter. The particles cannot be seen even in the microscope. You can't see the particles with the microscope. Clear? Now, the particles of solution pass through a filter paper. You can't do separation of solution with the help of filtration. Why? Because yes, the size of particle is very small and that can easily pass through with the pores of filter paper. Clear? The solution are very stable. That means the solute present in a solution do not separate on keeping. Clear? And a solute solution does not scatter light. If you will pass the light, it will not scatter. I will show in the last slide, okay, how it has happened. Now, types of solution we have done. We have done solution of solid in a solid, that is metal alloys. Solution of solid in solid, example brass. Solution of solid in liquid, salt solution, sugar solution. Solution of liquid in liquid, vinegar. Solution of gas in liquid, carbon dioxide gas in water. Solution of gas in a gas is argon. Carbon dioxide, water vapor, these all are the example of solution of gas in gas. Now, suspension. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. That means you can see the separation line. Okay, separation line. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which you can see the separation line. An example is chalk water, sand water. Why? Because these particles of solute are very unstable. If you will stir it, that particles will come up, and if you will stop stirring, they will settle down. So with this you can say that the particle of suspension is unstable, and the size is larger than 100 nanometer in diameter, and they cannot pass through the filter paper. So yes, you can separate this with the help of filter paper. Okay, and the suspensions scatter the light pass through. Clear? Now the topics to be covered. We have already done the revision. Now we will do topics to be covered. Topics to be covered in this video are colloids, types of colloids, Tyndall effect. Colloids. A colloid is a kind of solution in which the size of solute particle is intermediate between those in the true solution and those in the suspension. That means the particle size in between the true solution, that means 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. Okay, it is in between the true solution and the suspension. Some of the examples of colloids are soap solution, starch solution, ink, milk, blood and jelly. Colloids are also known as colloidal solution. Clear? This is also known as your colloidal solution. I am reading once more. A colloid is a kind of solution in which the size of solute particle is intermediate between those in a true solution and those in the suspension. Example are soap solution, ink solution, starch solution, milk, blood, etc. And your colloid solution is also known as colloidal solution. Your colloid solution is also known as your colloidal solution. Now, properties of colloids. Now we will do properties of colloids. Colloids appear to be homogeneous. It looks like so homogeneous. In blood you can see the particle slope. It looks like so homogeneous, but actually it is a heterogeneous. The size of particle in a colloidal is bigger than those in true solution. I told you that the size of particles of colloidal is bigger than the true solution but smaller than the suspension. Hence, what will be the size then? Yes, then the size will be 1 nanometer and 100 nanometer in diameter. Clear? I am reading once more. A colloid appears to be homogeneous. It appears to be homogeneous, but actually it is a heterogeneous. The size of particles in colloid is bigger than those in true solution, but smaller those in suspension. It is between 1 nanometer and 100 nanometer in diameter. Clear? Now, scatters the particles of most of the colloids cannot be seen even with the aqueous microscope, with the help of microscope. The particles of colloid can pass through a filter paper, so colloid cannot be separated by the filtration. Like true solution, the particle of colloids also pass through the filter paper. That means it can easily pass through the filter paper pores. So you cannot separate colloidal solution with the help of filtration. Clear? Now, the colloids are quite stable. That means as compared to true solution it is not stable, but as compared to suspension it is more stable. So the particles of colloid do not separate out on a keeping. A colloid scatters a beam of light passing through it. If you will pass a beam of light, okay, through the colloidal solution, it will scatter. And this scattering of light is known as Tyndall effect. What it is known as? It is known as Tyndall effect. Scattering of light is known as your Tyndall effect. Clear? Now, a colloid scatters a beam of light passing through it. True colloids cannot be separated by a process of filtration but special technique known as centrifugation. Centrifugation I will teach you later. It is one of a separation technique. With help of this you can separate solute and solvent of colloidal solution. So this is your heterogeneous mixture. Clear? It is known as your heterogeneous mixture. I am reading once more. Scatters are particles of most of the colloids cannot be seen even the microscope. The particles of colloid can pass through a filter paper, so a colloid cannot be separated by filtration. The colloids are quite stable. The particles of colloid do not separate out on keeping. A colloid scatters a beam of light passing through it. Through colloids cannot be separated by the process of filtration, but a special technique known as centrifugation can be used to separate the colloidal particles from colloidal solution. Clear? Now types of colloids. First is sol. Sol is a colloid in which tiny particles are dispersed in a liquid, and the example are ink, soap solution, starch solution, and most of paints. These all are the example of colloids. And which type of colloids they are? They are sol type of colloids. Clear? Next, solid sol. Solid sol is colloid in which solid particles are dispersed in a solid medium, like your gemstones. Have you seen it? Colored stones. That is known as your solid sol. Aerosol. Aerosol colloid in which solid or liquid is dispersed gas. Example, automobile exhaust. That exhaust. Clear? Automobile exhaust. What we have done? We have done types of colloids. What are types of colloids? Sol is a colloids in which tiny particles are dispersed in a liquid. The example of sols are ink, solution, ink, soap solution, starch solution. Here it is starch, bacha. Okay, this C will also come. It is starch. Typing mistake is there. Clear? Solid sol. Solid sol is a colloid in which solid particles are dispersed in a solid medium. Example, colored gemstones like ruby. Aerosol. An aerosol is a colloid in which a solid or liquid is dispersed gas. The example of aerosol is smoke, automobile exhaust. Clear? Now, this image show the Tyndall effect. Clear? See, this is a beaker. In beaker, you will take a solution. Solution means, tell me fast, a true solution. Clear? That means the solute and solvent complete mix with each other. The particles should be stable. Clear? Now what you will do, you will take a torch. You can do this activity at your home. Take a torch and just switch on the torch. Clear? What will happen? A beam of light will come. Okay. Now if you will see in the solution, no light will shown over here. No light will shown over here. That means light will not scatter. That means light will not scatter. And here beam light not visible inside the true solution, but outside it is visible. Clear? That means true solution does not scatter the light. Hence, true solution does not show Tyndall effect. True solution does not show Tyndall effect. Clear? Now, if I will talk about colloidal solution or suspension, what will happen? Here you will take a colloidal solution, for example. Switch on the torch. Here light will scatter, and this scattering of light is known as your Tyndall effect. And instead of colloid, if you will take what? If you will take suspension, in suspension also light will not scatter. That means colloids and scatter in suspension also. In suspension also light will scatter. That means colloidal in suspension will show the Tyndall effect, and your true solution will not show the Tyndall effect. What do you mean by Tyndall effect? Tyndall effect is a scattering of light. Tyndall effect is a scattering of light. Clear? I think with this, suspension, colloids and solution is clear to you. If you are having any doubt, you can call me. Clear? Sai Ram.